All right, so to get started with the materials, this is the rest of my um, big value, big twist yarn. It's a medium 4-weighted yarn. The recommended hook size is a 5, but I am going to be using a 4.5 mm for this project. Okay, and I have my scissors, my measuring tape, some stitch marker, and a yarn needle to weave in the ends. All right, hopefully this will be enough yarn, because like I said, I did use this yarn for another project, and this is what's remaining of it. Hopefully it doesn't get too much tangled. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so to get to it, I wrote down the process because I did do one of the socks already, and I kind of wrote what I did. I started with the chain 3 instead of a magic ring, and it's not really detailed. Well, you could say that. You could take a screenshot if you want a reference, but this is what I wrote. All right. So I am, depending on the shoe type, I usually wear a 9 or 10 depending on the shoes and the type of shoes. Usually like in sandals, I usually wear in tennis shoes I usually wear 9, but if it's like in a smaller size, I do wear 10, mainly in boots and everything. So this is one pair. So for kind of like the foot right before the heel, I did do it 9 inches, and for the heel itself, I did it about almost 3 inches. All right, so in total, you could say it's almost 12 inches long. As you could, it is snug on my feet area. It's really snug, and that's how I want it, because once I start washing and and you block, the yarn is going to be a little more lax. So I wanted it to be nice and snug. All right, so I did this part first, the foot, and then we are going to do the heel, and then we are going to half double crochet upwards, and then we're gonna work our way with double crochet upwards. So this is half double crochets, and then we're gonna do double crochet going up, and then I am going to increase for as soon as it reach like my calf area. I'm going to increase for 2 rows. After that 2 rows, I'm not going to do any more increases, and I'm just going to work my way up until I get my desired length. Okay, so after I did the heel part, I did 2 rows to kind of smooth out the edges, and then I started on that 3rd row, I started with my double crochet up to the heel part, and from that, I'll tell you what the length is. I did it all the way up to about 25 inches. All right, and I believe that was up to 53 rows. All right, so from after the heel part, I did 53 rows up all the way to like my thigh area. That's the length that I was going for, and that's the length I did. I also tried it on as I work. Okay, guys, try on your work to make sure that it is the desired length, the desired width. It fits like you want it to fit. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so we are going to start with a slip stitch. You could start with a chain or you could start with the magic ring. I've never really tried starting my works with the magic ring. I always do it with a chain 3 or a chain 4. So that's what I'm doing, but you could start your work any way you like, either with the chain or with the magic ring. All right, so I am going to put the tail over my fingers like so, wrap it around my finger, take the back, bring it to the front, take the back now, bring it back to the front, and put my hook in, and that's my slip stitch. So I am going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to slip stitch on that first stitch like so. Pull through. You have 2 loops. Between that 2 loops, I'm gonna pull up a little bit and put my finger in and slip stitch, and where my finger is in the middle, that's where I am going to start with my half double crochet. Okay, so I am going to only chain 1. So half double crochet is you wrap your yarn over your hook, put it through the middle, pull a loop. I have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So I am going to do this. I'm gonna put 12 half double crochets. Okay, so again, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so I am going to keep doing this until I have 12. All right, so this was our chain 1. We're gonna count it as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna do 6 more. All right. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're gonna put 1 more, and that'll make 12. Okay, so on top of our chain 1 right here, I am going to slip stitch to close this row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are not counting this as a stitch, because if you put a stitch here, it's going to be kind of like you're increasing. All right, so I am going to chain 1 right here. We're going to put 2 half double crochet in every stitch to make it 24. All right, put 1 here. We're gonna put 2 here. So we're going to put 2 half double crochet on every single stitch. Since we started with 12, we should have 24. All right, you could, if you're like a size smaller, you could do 10. You could start with 10 half double crochets, or you could even start with 14 if you want yours to be bigger. But I wanted mine to be nice and snug on my feet, so I'm starting with 12. And or you could do 3 rows of increases. I'm only doing 2 rows of increase on this round. That's why mine is snug. So if you want it to be a bit bigger, and you do want to start with 12 double crochet, you could do 12 double crochet and put 2 half half double crochet, 2 half double crochet in every stitch, and on your third row you could do 2 half double crochet on every other stitch. So you would say you would put 2 half double crochet here, you would skip this stitch and put 2 half double crochets on the other one. So you could alternate it if you are doing a bigger size. Like I said, I wanted mine to be really nice and snug, like a snug fit. So I'm only doing 2 rows of increases. You could do 3 rows or more rows if you like. All right, so I'm gonna go around and finish 2 half double crochet on every stitch. All right, so I forgot to mention, you could pull this string to make the middle hole, to close the middle hole. Okay, so we are not going to put a stitch here, but we do have one more stitch right here. So we're going to put our last 2 doubles right here, but we're not going to put one right here. Okay, so that's 1 and that's 2. The reason why we are not going to put one here, because that was our chain 1 space, and if you do put a chain here, it would kind of be like you're increasing. Okay, so you don't want to accidentally increase and mess up your count, so we are not going to put one in that chain 1. Okay, so on top of our chain 1 right here, we're going to slip stitch and chain 1 right here. All right, so we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, so we are not going to put anything on that chain, on top of the chain 1. All right, so that is all for my increase. Like I said, you could do more increases if you want yours to be more loose or bigger in size, but I am not. So I am going to put 1 half double in every single stitch. All right, and I should still have 24 stitches when I come back around. So for my third row, I'm gonna keep going in circle and put 1 half double in every single row. Okay, all right, so this is how my third row looking. I chained 1, so I am going to be working on my 4th row, so I'm not going to put a stitch here. So we could count to make sure that we still have 24, or however row that you need. If you did your 3rd row with increase, you will have a little more than I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so for my 4th row, no increase either. So I'm going to put 1 half double crochet on every single row. Another thing to consider is if you want to do yours exactly like mine, depending on the yarn or the hook that you're using and your tension, you might need to add more rows or less rows. Because of your tension, your work might be a little looser than mine. Mine is a little tight, so that's why my project is that's why the sock that I made is a little tight. So consider that, all right, because your yarn might be bigger or thicker or lighter than mine, so you might have to add more rows or subtract rows. So that's why I stress that you do try on your work. Okay, try it on as you yarn, as you crochet. try it on as you crochet, okay? So this is my 4th row, and I'm not going to do any increases for a total of 24 rows. All right, so once you have how many rows that you are looking for, we are going to come back and I'm going to show you, as you can see, it's starting to cup. This is going to be the inside. All right, so work until you have your desired length. All right, so I did my 24 row, so we could count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'm going to show you guys how it looks on my feet. As you can see, it is snug, which exactly how I want it. All right, so now I'm going to do the heel part. This is how it's looking, and I'm going to do the heel part now. Sorry if my feet is a little ashy, it's really cold. All right, so I'm going to do about 8 rows for the heel part. All right, okay, so I had chain 1, so this is going to be my 25th row. So for my 25th, I chain 1, and I'm going to put 14 half double crochet. Okay, so we're gonna put so this is 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put a stitch marker right here just to indicate this is the first row of the heel. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this is 14 right here. 14 half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then we're going to put 14 half double crochet again. Okay, I'm just gonna put this right here. Oop. Just to indicate that. All right, so when I'm working downwards, I'm going to do 8. So when I'm going downwards to do the side, I know exactly where my 8th row is. All right, I'll explain it more once we get to this part. Okay, so we're gonna do 14 half double crochet for 8 rows. All right, so when we get to our 32nd row, because if you're counting all the way through, it's going to be our 32nd row or 8 rows. So this is 2. When I do 6 more rows, I'm going to come back. All right, so I did my 8 row of the heel, and this is how it's looking. In total, I have 32 rows now, and I'm going to try it on so you guys can see. Like I said, when you're doing your own, try your work. All right, so this is how the heel is going to be. So, okay. All right. So, what am I going to do now is I am going to fold. So this is going to be the inside. So this is going to be the inside. So we're gonna fold it like so. And then we're going to slip stitch these bad boys together. All right. So slip stitch this however you want, but I am going to put my hook on this side. Take both stitches. Pull, oh, take both stitches, pull through. Jesus. Let's redo this. Take your time, guys. Pull through like so. All right, and I'm going to chain one. So I'm going to take this, no, actually the same stitch right here. So the same stitch we pulled it through, we're gonna pull through again, and we're gonna slip stitch. Okay, go to the next stitch like so. All right, and this is our last two. So we're gonna put it through here, make sure we get both. Oh. Just gonna pull it right here. So we got all four right here. Slip stitch. Now, this is your preference. You could either slip stitch, cut your yarn, and reattach it right here, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to chain one, turn my work, and go back the other way with slip stitches to bring back my yarn up. So I'm just going to slip stitch going this way to bring my yarn back over here where I want it to be. Okay, so we're gonna slip stitch like so, and then chain one, and then push it back like so. Okay, so this is how it's looking. This is what we have so far. Okay, all right, so I am going to chain one again. Since we did 8 rows going up, I'm going to try to do 8 rows going this way, and then do the recommended the same row that I had left from my 24, because remember this was 14. So I'm gonna do 8 here, and then 8 on this side. So we could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is our 8th one, and 8. Okay, so we're gonna keep going because these are our stitches, so we don't have to keep counting. So we just put our half double on the remaining stitch, like so. Okay, so we are back. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so let's do that. So this is 1. So we're doing it on our half double crochet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we are going to slip stitch on top of our chain right here and chain 1 again. All right, so if how many rows you did for the heels, try to have the same amount going downwards to keep everything nice and good. Okay, so this is our first row after the heel. I am going to do another row after the heel, and I should have 29 half double crochet. Okay, so chain 1, going back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10, 11, 12, okay. So this is our chain 1. I'm not gonna put a stitch here. I'm gonna just slip stitch right here, okay? So we're going sew. Let's count. I should have 29. If not, I will put a chain right, a stitch right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. All right, we do have 29. So I chained 1. So after the heel, we are going to start doing our double crochet. All right, so that was chain 1. We're gonna chain another one to make chain 2. For our double crochet, it's kind of like starting a half double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I am going to go all the way around, and so like I said, measure your work, and once you reach to your calf, you could start your increase. I am going to start my increase when I get to row 14. So after my row 14, on row 15, I'm going to increase 15 and 16. All right, so when I get to my row 15, I will come back. If you want it as the ankle socks, you could literally stop right here, or if you want to add ruffles, you could also add ruffles at this stage, but I want mine to be thigh high, so I'm going to continue. So when I finish my 14th row, I am going to come back. So we're gonna continue doing double crochet until I get to after I finish my 14 row. All right, so this is what I have so far. Okay, all right, so I've done my 14th row of double crochet. So my 15 row is going to be an increase, and we are going to increase every fourth stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna put the stitch, we're gonna increase and put 2 double crochet on the 4th stitch. So 1 and 2 again. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 single double crochet, and on the 4th stitch we're gonna put 2 double crochet in 1. So that's 1 again on the same stitch, or 2 double crochet. Again, 1 single double crochet, that's 2 single double crochet, 3, and on the 4th one we're gonna put 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2. Okay, so I am going to do this all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th one, and we're going to put 2. 1 and 2. So 1, 1, 1, 2. One, My yarn is all tangled up, but it's okay. So that was one, and two, and this one. We're almost there. So one, and two. And we're gonna put one right here. We are not going to put one because this is where our chain 2 is. That would be increasing, but we're not gonna put one here. We're gonna skip it, and then we're gonna slip stitch to close our 15th row. So we're gonna do one more increase. Okay, so we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2. We're gonna increase in the 5th stitch. So 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's our 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stitches of single, and then on the 5th one we are going to put 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2. Okay. So again, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. So if you lose count, just remember we're gonna do 2 on top of our 2. Okay, so this is where we had increased. We are going to increase again. So we're gonna put 2, 1 and 2. All right, so I'm gonna do this all the way around until I get over here. Okay, so we are at our last increase. So we're gonna put 2, and then 1. All right, so we are at our home stretch here. So for me, I'm going to be doing my 17th row. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna do my 17th row with no increases. Okay, so I'm just going to put 1 single crochet on every single stitch, no increase. So row 17 all the way to row 53 is going to be no increases. All right, so it's just going to be 1 single crochet on every stitch, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Okay, on every row. So I am going to be working on my 17th row, and I'm going to do that for until I get to my 53rd row, and that's how high I want it to be on my thigh. All right, and this is what we have so far. Okay, so once I get to my 53rd row, I will come back to show you the finished product. Originally I was gonna do 53 rows, but I ended up running out of yarn, so I did 48. I took a couple rows off the one that I had already finished making to make this other one. It's the same length now, so I ended up doing 48 rows on both. This look a little more stretched out because that's the one I was trying it on, and you know, yarn stretch a little bit. So you could finish it like this. I wanted it to be plain. I also want to add a little string to help it stay. It stays on my thigh without the string, but just for it to be a little more secure, I did just a regular chain, which is 100 stitches. So how I made the chain is I wrap the yarn around my finger to make a slip stitch. Like so. And I chain 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you keep doing that until you have 100 chain, 100 stitches like this one. So I am going to weave it in, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So this one was the closest one. I do have the metal yarn needle, but this one was the closest one to me, so I'm just going to use this one right quick. You could weave this in however you like. So you find the front. So we could try this one. Okay. And how I am going to weave it in is I'm going to weave it in between the double crochet. So like so. Okay, so it's kind of like you're doing a front post. So I'm just going to weave that in like so, all the way around. See? Okay, so I'm gonna go do that all the way around, and once I'm done, I will come back. All right, so I am done, and this is how it's looking. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you made your thigh high. All right, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Share it. I would really appreciate your support. All right, see you next time in my next video. Bye.